it got quite heated yesterday between Shaka and Craig, and I just wanted to get your view on what they were discussing.
Okay.
Onana won't play for Cameroon in the opening game of their African Cup of Nations. He retired. Manchester United signed him with the knowledge that he wouldn't play international football. He's come out of retirement now. United and Cameroon have done a deal that Onana will miss that opening game and play against Spurs on Sunday. Do you have a problem with that?
So I saw the heated conversation between Shaka
and
Craig. Shaka was trying to keep it civil, but obviously Craig, not so much. I understand where Shaka is coming from in saying that you're trying to find a happy place, a happy medium between the federation and the club. My issue is, if you're the manager of the national team, and I have a team that I have to tend to, my responsibility is the team, not one player, but a team. I want everybody either in or out. If you're going to be part of this competition, if you're going to be part of this tournament, then be committed to do so from the very beginning. Be part of the preparation. Be part of the group. Because what makes a team successful in a short tournament like this is actually being able to build that group and the strength of that group. And if you have a guy who has turned his back on the national team for whatever the circumstances have been in the past, which is the history of Onana.
Yeah, left the World Cup early, obviously.
Yeah, okay. Left the World Cup. Biggest team tournament, national team tournament in the world. And he has that sort of history. For him to be allowed to do this, you are not sending the right sort of message to your team and to your group. So in that regard, I think it's poor management.
So Craig's right and Shaka's wrong?
No. Hold on a second. I will never admit
that's
to
what
that.
I'm hearing. That's what I'm hearing.
I will never admit to that. And the other thing I would say is, and this is the part in which I agree with Shaka, the player is the one that is always in the middle of this nonsense. The player is the one that is pulled in two different directions. And from experience, I missed out on a Copa America tournament because it was the middle of the season here in Major League Soccer. And now, admittedly, I wasn't going to be a starter for the national team in this competition. I was basically going to come off the bench. And that was the conversation that was being had between the club and the national team. It's like, well, if he's going to play, he can go. But if he's not going to play, we'll play him here. Wow. We'll need him here. That put me in the middle of a conversation that I didn't want to be a part of. It's not that I was choosing team or club team over national team. I had no choice. They were having a conversation that affected me. And so I missed out on the opportunity of an international tournament. That in itself, for the player, is unfair. But I'm looking at it from somebody who wanted to be part of the national team.
How was your mood during that time?
Not very good.
Oh, well, that's
not very good, as you might imagine. I missed out on an international tournament because the team, the club team, and the national team could not come to terms. And who's the one that suffered those consequences? Me. Not the club team.
And the family you probably brought it home.
Well, maybe some negativity spilled over.
Here's my counter to the first part of that point. I think Rigobert Song, Cameroon manager, is already compromised. Now, if I'm managing a team and a player walks out during the World Cup, he's not coming back in under my watch. He can, when they hire the next manager, he can come back, he can declare whatever he wants. But if I'm in charge of this team, he's not coming back in. He's deserted us once already. So the fact that Onana is invited to have these conversations, Song's already compromised. He's not calling any of these shots. He's got zero authority. So, so to say then that now you're looking after the rest of the team, well,
but I'm saying it's poor management to begin with. Even allowing the player back is poor management.
Go on, Jan.
Now, I'm just thinking that we have to understand the history here of the national coach. Maybe Sang, the national coach, is very happy with this solution. There is a guy who left at the World Cup for different reasons. We know now that there was a thing between him and the national coach. He's playing for Manchester United. He's a big star. He's a well-known star. So if he says, I'm ready to come back to the national team, well, I have to let him get in. There is no chance that the national coach will let him play against Spurs if he planned with him in this tournament. I think this is not even a compromise for Song. I think he will do a breakdance, be happy that this is the solution. So I don't think it is any problem. There is no chance that Onana would have played at the first game anyway. So I think that we are over-analyzing this because I think that the national coach is happy with the solution that is happening. And everything is just, they signed him when he was not playing for Cameroon, and there were different things, and he come back. There should be same rule for every player in the Asia Cup and the AFCON. Now you have to see the more individually, and I think everybody are happy here. Onana can play. Manchester United, the way they've trusted a second goalkeeper, I mean, that is second to none. I mean, he wouldn't have played anyway. They would have played with an outfield player if Onana didn't turn up for this game.
Wow.
So I think everybody will be happy with this solution.
And his part of it is just the goalkeeper, doesn't really matter.
Well,
So, Shaka.
Just a reminder, you can see yesterday's discussion between Craig and Shaka, which ended with Craig saying he hoped Cameroon lost 5-0.